We know that all velocity and all accelerations are relative, right? Now we have learned what to do when we have two objects that are moving in a line, like one-dimensional motion. When they are different velocities, you know how to look at relative velocity, relative acceleration. What we are now going to study are two different objects with two velocities. Let us say A has a velocity like that and B has a velocity like this. But who says that A and B have these velocities? Somebody must be saying that. So let us say that this is VA as seen by this person. We will call this person a ground observer. Need not be a ground observer. Somebody could be on a train. But then we'll have to say that this person on the train is observing. Right now I'm going to say if nothing is mentioned, we usually talk about a ground observer. So this ground observer says A has a velocity VA and B has a velocity VB. Okay. Now who says B has a velocity VB? Ground observer. But suppose I want to ask the question, what does A say about B's velocity? Okay, so we are basically asking relative to A, what is B's velocity? Okay, what is B's velocity? So if this is the question that we are trying to ask. We will write this as V of B relative to A. So this is the, what does this mean? V, velocity of B relative to A. Now, once you say that it is relative to A, something very simple happens. Whoever is talking in relative motion, you already know that with one-dimensional case, whoever is talking, what is the important part about that? That person's velocity must be 0. Okay, so like this guy is talking, this guy's velocity is 0. Only then this fellow observes a whole bunch of things. So what do you say about yourself? 0. Now if you want to say relative to A, who is talking? A is talking. So you want to make A talk. How will you make A talk? There are only two rules in relative motion. Whoever is the talker must have 0 velocity or 0 acceleration, whatever they are talking about. The second rule is whatever you do to one object, you must do to everybody. Right? Those are only two rules. So what should I do to A to make A 0? Add a velocity in the opposite direction. So add minus VA. So what is now velocity of A? 0. That means now A has become the speaker. A is the one who is talking. But if I did this to A, remember what is the rule? Do it to everybody. So add to B also minus VA. Add to the ground again minus VA. Just add it to everybody. Now what is A's velocity? VA minus VA, so therefore it becomes 0. What about the ground? Minus VA. What about B? VB and minus VA. So VB, you're going to end up with VB plus minus VA. You can just write it as VB minus VA. So velocity of B relative to A is VB minus VA. Now this is a nice simple rule that you can remember and use. I will always go back to this diagram because I want to keep emphasizing this idea. But when you're solving problems, you don't want to keep going back to that many times. So what is velocity of B relative to A? Velocity of B from the ground minus velocity of A from the ground, from the same reference frame. Ground I've just used as a name. Okay, you need not be ground. Suppose you are living on the moon, for example. Then it will be that person from the moon who is observing. Same person must observe B and A. So relative to that same person, you have a VB and VA. And relative to A, if you want to look at B, then it is VB minus VA. Velocity of B with respect to A is velocity of B minus velocity of A. You can do this in reverse. You can say velocity of B as seen from the ground is equal to velocity of A plus velocity of B relative to A. This is another way to rewrite the same thing. It's the same statement. I've just taken it to that side. But let me try to explain what do I mean by that. So you have A. Now A says B has a velocity like this. Let us call it VB relative to A. Always remember, if I just say VB, it means with respect to the ground. Now I have told you it is VB with respect to A. So that's what is given. Okay. So velocity of B relative to A is given. What about velocity of A? Well, I don't know what A is velocity. A is observing this. But suppose there was a C. C says A has a velocity like this. This is now also relative to C. Let us just make the C ground for now. It doesn't matter. So C says A has this velocity, but A says B has that velocity. So what does C say about B? Well, what did C say about A? C says about A that it has VA. Now, when A is 0, B has VB relative to A. But A is not 0. According to C, A has a VA. So what did I do to make this 0 into VA? I added a VA. If I added a VA, I should also add a VA to this guy. So what is this velocity? That is the velocity C sees. So that is VB. But how much is VB? VB is VB relative to A, VB relative to A plus VA. This is exactly what we wrote down there. These two are the same statement. I'm just writing one versus the other. Okay. So let us try to see how to apply this. In case I told you that this was 4i plus 5j meters per second, right? And let us say VB was 3i minus 2j meters per second. So what does A say about B? That would be velocity of B relative to A would be velocity of B minus velocity of A, right? So this is 3i minus 2j minus 4i plus 5j, 4i plus 5j. And if I calculate this, 3 minus 4 is minus 1, so minus I, minus 2j minus 5j is minus 7j meters per second. So that's easy. Once you have it in IJ form, it's very easy to convert. Suppose I didn't have it in IJ form, but I was told that it is 10 meters per second at an angle of 37 degrees. What do? You say 10 cos 37 I cap plus 10 sin 37 j cap. So convert it into this form, then use this. Okay, it's a very simple idea. Always convert it into IJ form and then find the relative velocity. Sometimes we are asked, what is the relative speed? What is the relative speed? Now suppose I tell you that this guy was going at 10 meters per second and this was going at 15 meters per second. Can you say relative speed is 15 minus 10? Is that okay? 10 meters per second, 15 meters per second. Can you say it is 15 minus 10, 5 meters per second? No, that's not right. Why is that not right? This whole idea of relative velocity only works with velocity, does not work with speed. But sometimes people will ask us, what is relative speed? What do? Then you find relative velocity and then you take the magnitude. You want relative speed? Take this guy's magnitude. This is relative speed of B with respect to A. You want that, you want to take its magnitude. Then you will write root of 1 square plus 7 square, 7 square 49 plus 1 root of 50, right? So this will be root 50. That is 25 into 2, so 5 root 2 meters per second. Now that question does not come straight by just subtracting the two speeds. Never do that. Find relative velocity and then take its magnitude. Okay, why? Because when you add a velocity to an object, you must add the same velocity to everybody. Now let us try to understand why you can't do that with speeds. Because if I take this object and let's say this was moving at 10 meters per second and this object was moving at in the opposite direction 10 meters per second, what is the relative speed? It is going to be 20 meters per second. You can see that because if this guy goes 10, this guy goes 10, the distance is doubling up, right? It's almost becoming like 10 plus 10, 20, right? So that's what is happening. On the other hand, if I had 10 meters per second, 10 meters per second, what is the relative speed? 0, because they are both moving in the same direction. If one is going like this and another is going like that, relative speed, you cannot say 10 minus 10 again, because if one is going this way and another fellow is going that way, both with 10, then this guy will go there and this guy will go here. So when you are now looking at relative speed is not 0. So if they are moving 10, 10 in the same direction, relative speed is 0. If they are going 10, 10 in the opposite direction, relative speed is not 0. So speed does not matter. What matters is velocity. You can only add the same velocity. Remember, if I moved 5 meters like this or 5 meters like that, it makes a difference. But if I move 5 meters like this and the whole world moves 5 meters like this, nobody knows. So that direction is important. If I move 5 and you move 5 like that, I move like this, you move like that, definitely we will know. So when will you not know? If everybody moves in the same direction. You make the same displacement, you have the same velocity added. So that means velocity gets added, not speed. But many questions will ask you relative speed. So when they ask you relative speed, what is the trick? First find relative velocity, then take the magnitude of the relative velocity. I hope this idea is clear. Same thing is what we can do with accelerations. So when we have two objects moving with different accelerations, we can subtract the accelerations. Remember, they are vectors, so subtract it as vectors. That will give you the relative acceleration. Same idea. So what would be acceleration of B relative to A? What will that be? It will be acceleration of B minus acceleration of A. Acceleration of B minus acceleration of A as seen by the ground. And always remember that if nothing is mentioned, that means we are talking about these quantities relative to the ground. So I hope this idea is clear. Let us just apply it to a question and then we will understand how to use this in an actual situation. Let us now look at a situation where I have multiple people who are observing each other. So let us say there is A. Let us first write ground. Okay, so this is the ground. Ground says A has a velocity VA. Okay, which is some number. Come up with something saying, let's say 2i plus 3j meters per second. Now, this is what ground says about A. But let us go to the next case. So let us say A is talking. So A's velocity must be 0 meters per second. Like the ground, when ground is talking about A, ground velocity is 0 meters per second. So this is a different piece of information. A is saying that B has a velocity of 2i plus 4j. This is not the velocity as seen by the ground. This is the velocity as seen by A. And then let us say that B, when B is talking, what happens? B's velocity is 0 meters per second. B says C has a velocity of, let us say, 2i minus 6j meters per second. Now you have so many pieces of information. You have one piece of information. So let me put this in a box like that. You have another piece of information and you have a third piece of information. What we want to do is to find what does the ground say about C. How will we find that? So what we should do, we can directly solve this problem, but we will also do it in two ways. Okay, one is the much more systematic approach, but this one I'm just going to ask you to think. If I want to bring both of these into one diagram, what is common about these two? A. Here you know A's velocity is 0, there you know A's velocity is 2i plus 3j. If I want to take A to that diagram, I want everybody to come to that diagram because ground is the one who is speaking. So if I want to move A to that diagram, I should make A the same velocity as what is in that situation. Okay, so how do I do that? I add to A, so plus V. But when I did this, I must add to B also, right? So I'm going to say this is V of B relative to A, right? That is what is given to us. I'm going to add plus VA. So what is now B's velocity? V of B relative to A plus VA. Now what is A's velocity? VA. But where is A's velocity? VA there. So that means this fellow moves into that diagram and has a velocity of 2i plus 4j plus 2i plus 3j. So this is 2i plus 3j. So if I add these two, what happens? I'll get 4i plus 7j. So B's velocity is 4i plus 7j in this diagram. So now this diagram you can extend it and say, now this diagram consists of ground A and B. Ground is observing A is observing B, but now the velocity that you have written there, 4i plus 7j, is not as seen by A, it is as seen by the ground, because you have made A's velocity the same in these two diagrams. So this is one way where we are transforming from one diagram to another diagram. Okay. Now B says something about C in this diagram, but I want to take C to that diagram. What should I do? I must make B's velocity here and B's velocity there same. How do I do that? Like, look at B's velocity. It is 4i plus 7j. If I add to this 4i plus 7j, 0 plus 4i plus 7j will become 4i plus 7j. So that means B's velocity will become the same in both these diagrams. But if you add 4i plus 7j, you must add 4i plus 7j to C as well. So if I did that, then I am going to get 2i plus 4i, 6i plus j. So 6i plus j. So that means in this diagram, if you take C, C's velocity is going to become 6i plus j meters per second. Now you've got everybody in the same diagram. That is C's velocity relative to the ground. So one way of doing this, instead of doing it like this, I will show you another way of, you don't need to really draw them. Okay, so you just simply show. This is the ground, so basically this is 0 meters per second, and this was A, this is B, this is C. A's velocity is VA, which is, let's not write VA, let's just put the value, 2i plus 3j. Is it this way 2i plus 3j? It's not neither, it's actually something like that. But I don't care, I'm just going to say the velocity of A is 2i plus 3j. What is velocity of B in this diagram? No idea. Okay, but we do know that velocity of B in the diagram where A is 0, that velocity I know. How much is that velocity? Velocity of B in the diagram when A is 0, you know the velocity. What is that? It is 2i plus 4j. 2i plus 4j. Okay, that was this 2i plus 4j. In that diagram, I don't know about C. In the next diagram where B is 0, B is the speaker. Okay, because when B is speaking, that means B's velocity must be 0. So that is very important. When B was 0, what was C's velocity? It was 2i minus 6j. This is the information that we have been given. These things are there, but we don't know anything about A and the ground in this diagram. You want to bring everybody to the ground reference frame. If you want everybody to come to this diagram, that means you are asking what does A say about C. Remember here, we first moved B up to the ground and then moved C up, right? I will do this in a different way, where I will move C into this diagram. How do I bring C to this diagram? You have got to make something that is common. Well, A, I don't know anything about A, so you can't transform this. Whereas here, you know B is 0 and you know B is 2i plus 3j. This one, there is no information, so there is no need to worry about it. So let us transform, make these two equal. How do I make these two equal? Add 2i plus 4j. Are these two equal now? But when you add to this diagram, you must add to everybody. You must add to these two also. But these two are nothing. I don't know anything about it. So when I don't know, plus 2i plus 4j, well, that gives me don't know, right? If you didn't know anything about it and then you added some quantity, what is the value? Well, you still don't know because you didn't know the first value. Okay, here I know that it was 0, 0 plus 2i plus 4j, and here it is 2i minus 6j plus 2i plus 4j. So when I add these two, what do I get? This makes it the same. So these two must also be the same, but what is this value? 4i minus 2j. That is the velocity of C relative to A. Was that the question? No. The question is asking us velocity of C relative to the ground. If you want, you can answer this also. But suppose I want to know velocity of C in this reference frame. Now I must bring C from here to there. When I did that diagram, I first took B there and then transformed C. Here I have taken C and moved it to A's diagram. So this is A's diagram. This is the ground's diagram. So you want to basically get C onto the ground's diagram. But what is the velocity of A here? 0. What is the velocity of A there? 2i plus 3j. How do I take A to that diagram? Add to it 2i plus 3j. But if you did that, you must add to this guy 2i plus 3j. You must add to this 2i plus 3j. You must add to everybody the same thing. Why didn't I add to the ground? I should add to the ground, but the ground's velocity I didn't know. So if I don't know and I add to it 2i plus 3j, I won't figure it out. So therefore, I'm not worried about the ground. Okay, so this A has become the same as that. So since the two diagrams have now basically merged, the value of B must also merge, the value of C must also merge. So what about C? What do I get? 6i, and what is this? Minus 2j plus 3j's plus j meters per second. That is the velocity of C in the ground reference frame as seen by the ground. So this is velocity of C. What is this then? This is velocity of C relative to A. Velocity of C relative to A. And what have I done? Added velocity of A. You know that that's also going to give you velocity of C relative to the ground. So that's the idea. And if I combine these two, you can see that you will get 4i plus 7j. Let us now go back and look at the answers that we got in a different way in this question, right? What is velocity of A? 2i plus 3j. What was velocity of B? 4i plus 7j. Same answer. What is velocity of C? 6i plus j. Same answer. So you see that this way of transforming from one reference to another works nicely. We have done this with one-dimensional motion. Same principle is what we are using for two-dimensional motion. So I hope that is clear. There is no complexity at all involved in this. Do it like this. Of course, these things will not have a direction like I and j this way and that way. They will have some value, but you write the value, you can do it mathematically. So without worrying too much about it. So I hope this is clear. Okay. Now, many times you will be given velocities as speeds with some angle. So suppose you are given 5 meters per second at an angle of 30 degrees. We have learned how to do this not with speeds and angles. We know it with I and j. So what do I do? First step, convert it. You write it as 5 cos 30 degrees I cap plus 5 sin 30 j cap. So substitute these values, take these values and put it there and then simplify. Okay. There is also another way of doing it where you can do it by using arrows, but in most cases that's not going to be easy for you to do. Remember, relative velocity of B with respect to A or relative to A is velocity of B minus velocity of A. Correct? We know this. So if I am told this is velocity of A as an arrow and this is velocity of B as an arrow, you bring them next to each other. Okay. Have we seen this before? Vector A minus B. What does that mean? Final minus initial. So this must be final, that must be initial. If they are starting at the same place. So that means you are talking about a vector like this. This is velocity of B relative to A or with respect to A. Okay. So you start at the same point, draw this velocity, then do that. Because this will be VB minus VA, because this is just VB minus VA. Okay. Similarly, VB is VB minus VA plus VA. So you also know that velocity of B is velocity of B with respect to A plus VA. So VA plus velocity of B relative to A. So this is another way to do it, but this is not going to work out in most cases because there is a geometric approach. So you will have to figure out the lengths and angles and so on. So most common thing that you are going to be able to do is convert everything to I and j. So once you do it, as a principle, this is also equally valid. So you can also do this. But practically you are not going to be able to do this because you have to then draw it using a scale and you have to draw with angles. But yes, that is the meaning of relative motion. You should be able to do this vector and then join it. That is the relative velocity. So somebody has already given you this velocity and that velocity and says, hey, tell me relative velocity. Suppose this was VB, that is VA. This is the velocity of, this arrow represents the velocity of B with respect to A. Velocity of B relative to A. That's what this represents. But how do you calculate it? Well, you'll have to do what we just did in terms of I and j. So I hope that is clear. The best way to learn this is to do a whole bunch of solved examples. Let's look at them, try them out and then see